Hey everybody, it's the Drunken Bard back again after quite a long time. What's it been? It's been at least a month, probably more than like a month and a half or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, this is again another update video, and it kills me that I have to do two of these in a row. It's going to be much the same as the last one, same problems for the most part. My recordings they've gone nowhere. I haven't been able to record anything in all this time. It's just, I cannot explain what's wrong with this stuff. And you may be saying, just, get somebody to fix the computer for you. And I would love to do that. I genuinely would. The only problem is and I should have done this earlier. I really should have, because money was not a problem like a month and a half ago or anything. It wasn't really an issue. And now it really is. And I have no idea. It's my cat walking around. Um, I have no idea how much it would cost to get the problems that I'm having fixed. I honestly have no idea. But any no, I can't even give a guesstimate on how much would be too much for me. And there's no guarantee that what I have can be fixed in, one session. Or, should I take my computer in? Should I, have someone come here and look at it? I don't even know. But right now, it's not looking very good, and I seriously don't think I can fix the problem myself. I've tried everything I could possibly think of, and everything I could not think of, if that makes any sense. I mean, I came up with solutions that I thought would work that were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of this, or I can't believe I did think of it. It's really complex, and maybe it'll work, and it never did. Nothing worked. So again, same problem as before. I can play all my games, but I cannot record them. Except for, oddly enough, it's really weird. With Minecraft, for some reason, when I try and record something, it looks like it's recording. Like, and if you've ever recorded any gameplay, you know what I'm talking about. Your frame rates numbers, they'll change color, or they'll do something to let you know that you're recording. And mine do that, but only for Minecraft. It crashes every other game I have, but with Minecraft, it works. The only problem is it's not actually recording. Like when I end the recording and I turn it off, it should send the video file automatically to a certain place on my computer, and the files are always empty. There's nothing there. So yeah, I really don't know what to do with that. I guess an update with MineZ is, and this kills me. This absolutely kills me. I got into MineZ 2 like a week and a half or 2 weeks after it came out. And I'm not saying there wasn't anybody making videos on it, but there were not that many. And I could have been one of the people making videos for MineZ 2. Hang on. And, just, who knows what would have happened with that, because, regular humdrum Minecraft videos, there's 1,000 new ones every day. What's the big deal? But something with MineZ, it had so much potential. And even by now, it's been, when did it come out? Was that early November? I think it was early November. So it's been like 2 months since MineZ 2 came out. And yeah, I've played the crap out of the game. Um, and I don't want to say there's nothing more to see. There's plenty more to see, but I don't know. I don't know. It's I don't want to say it's gotten old, because it really hasn't. It's sort of lost all the initial spark to it, if that makes any sense. Like, a good example would be like if you get a new game, and how to how to put this. When you get a new game, and it's a game you've been waiting for a really long time, and you play the crap out of it the first day, and you think it doesn't get any better than this, and then you go to bed, and then the next morning you wake up and the first thing on your mind is that game, and you're not tired, you don't feel sleepy, you jump straight out of bed and you go right to that game, and it's even more fun the second day. It's sort of like that. And the game, it was fun. It was getting more and more and more fun. And now it's at a point where I think I've experienced all the fun like as ooh, how to say this? I've experienced as high a level of fun as the game is going to offer. And I'm not saying it's impossible to get to that level again, but I'm just saying it's not necessarily going to happen every single time you play the game now. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's just a shame that I didn't get that on film, essentially. If I like all the best parts and everything, and I have stories. I have so many stories from playing, and I wasn't able to record any of them. But even from Mine Z1, I've gone back and I've played Mine Z1, and I've done so much more than I ever got done in the entirety of the, what, 18 episodes, 19, almost 20 episodes. I have so much more done now in like the, I don't even know how many hours I played of that game. It's less than 10 hours more that I've played of Mine Z1, and I've done just so much more. And yeah, it's kind of frustrating, guys. It really is, because once again, it's money. Go money every time. If I had the money, I'd have no problem right now. I'd have, everything I need and everything would be good. But yeah, thus is life, I guess. So no, but the update is it's kind of a hard update to do because as bad as the problems were before, they're sort of only. Oh, great. My cat's eating dry kibble now. That's perfect. Um, as bad as my problems were before, they're sort of even. Score bottle. He just gave me a look and he's just gonna keep eating. That is, he hates. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Where was I? The game, recording. Oh, as bad as all the problems I've had before with money and getting everything fixed, it's only going to get even worse now, just because I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm going to be moving out, so having my own apartment, that's going to be the bills on that. And I had a roommate set up, and they're not going to be able to live with me. So now all of a sudden I'm doing everything myself, and I have all the bills to pay for myself. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem. But let's not focus on the negatives here. I am going to try and vlog more, and I almost had a freaking nervous breakdown when I tried to record this. This is to set up for this video right now. It took probably half an hour, 45 minutes because it just nothing wanted to work. Nothing on my computer wanted to work, and it's a new computer. Oh, life right now. But no. So what I am going to do, if I can, if the technologies want to let me, I'm going to try and I promised this before, but I never did. I'm going to try and vlog a lot more. Maybe a video a week. And like I said in the last vlog, I am going to see about putting these on another channel, although I'm split. I am torn on this. I'm not sure if I want to put these on another channel or not, because as sad as it is to say, this is the main channel. This gets the most views of everything. And by views, I mean like very, very few. And subscribers, very, very few. And ugh, yeah. You're not in a very good position when you lose one subscriber and you're losing more than 10% of your entire subscriber base. And that happened. That actually happened because I hadn't uploaded in like 3 weeks or a month or something like that, and somebody bailed. And fine with me. I would too. No hard feelings to that person whatsoever. But yeah, so I think to just to kind of sum up here, things are going to be changing. It's possible the next time I record, nah, next time I record I'll still be here, but I will be moving out in the next probably 3-ish weeks, maybe. I don't know, it depends on how long it takes to process an application for where I'm looking into. But once I get situated again, I'll definitely have more vlogs coming out. I guess to make this not completely sad and miserable and everything, I will regale you with a story from Mine Z2. A couple stories, actually. Um, since the last episode of Bardzy, let me see, I'm trying to think back to how noobish I was. Yeah, I didn't know very much about the game. Even when I was explaining how to play the game, I didn't know all the different aspects to it. But yeah, I mean, I've played the crap out of the game. I've gone all over the map, all over the world, and I ended up getting a diamond sword. And the story of this diamond sword is it's kind of ironic, and it's sort of like it would only ever happen to me. This is the only way I would ever get a diamond sword. I had headed up north to this place called Balsor Castle, and it's a very popular place in the game to get iron and no, that's it. It's iron. Very, very good place to get iron because it has so many chests and they refill so quickly. You can go there with nothing at all, and you can walk away with pristine everything. And just to make sure you remember, pristine means 8 pieces of whatever have gone into that piece of armor or weapon or whatever. So like an iron sword starts out as ruined, and you put 8 pieces of iron around it, and that would make it pristine. And that's jumping over worn, but still, I digress. So you could get pristine everything in a matter of like a half hour. If the chests were being really good to you, you could have everything in a half hour and get out before anyone sees you. And I did that several times. However, server hoppers they will be the bane of my existence. They really will. It's the people who jump servers to see if anybody is there so they can rob them blind, essentially. And it's not cheating. It's like, ooh, it's fringe cheating in just in the way I think of it, because technically they're not hacking, they're not, doing anything like that. They're using what's available to them in a non-story wise, canon wise. Like I don't know how to explain it, but just jumping servers. It's not legally wrong. It's morally wrong. We'll put it like that. But so one time I was up in the castle for like the 15th time. I was really getting tired of going to this place and not being able to walk away. And I was there and I was gearing up and I was only there for 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, and the chests were being crappy and it was just horrible. And then all of a sudden, I can see, running towards the castle, I can see a name and my blood froze. I'm like, oh crap, it's someone's coming to kill me. And so whoever it was, he runs up to the castle and I'm in the highest tower in the highest spot. I'm like on a tree that's on the top of this tower. And geez, I am really thirsty today. Okay, so I am in the top of this tree, on the top of this tower. I see this name, enter the castle. It's a very small castle too. It's not very big at all. Um, and I'm like, oh geez. And I'm like, I have to bail because I don't really fight people. I really don't. Unless they attack me, and if they attack me, they've already got the first hit in, and it's not even worth it. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to log out, and I'm gonna log back in a couple hours. Not the same thing as server hopping. It is not. It is. But so I typed slash log out, and I was waiting my 15 seconds to log out, and in the middle of it, the guy dies. He gets killed by just a zombie, just a plain ordinary everyday zombie, and I'm like, oh geez, okay. And for some reason, I didn't even think of the loot. I was just thinking of, oh, good, now I have the castle to myself again. So I go and I move around to cancel out the log out sequence, and I go down there because I'm like, I'm gonna check this out. And like as I'm going down there, he messages me, he personal messages me, and he's just like, for the love of God, help me. And I'm just like, oh geez. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to save this guy. And I probably could have gotten to him in time to save him, but I wasn't really feeling it. And so he died, and I go down there and I look, and I'm looking for his stuff, and he's got crap, he didn't have any armor there at all. He had, and it occurs to me now, he must have run all the way north with soulbound armor. That's why it broke when he died. So that's why he didn't have any. And then he had a couple potions and nothing. And then all of a sudden, I hear something pop into my inventory. Like I grabbed everything, and I thought I was good. And then I heard something else pop into my inventory, and I open it up, and it's a diamond sword. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was just like, "I'm out. I am out. I am leaving. I'm headed down south, so I don't have to lose my iron or my diamond sword now, jeez." And so I leave, and I'm like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing in the world." And I was about halfway home when I'm like, "Oh, I gotta look at it again for the fifth time." And I looked at it, and then I realized it's not just a ruined diamond sword, it's a pristine diamond sword. It's the best weapon in the entire game. And essentially, somebody just ran in, keeled over at my feet, and I just kind of picked up his sword and just ran for it. And I'm like, I can't even believe this. I got south. I have the sword. I did a bunch of missions or quests, if you will. I did a bunch of quests to get the Ender chest where you can store your items, so even if you die, it's not a big deal. So I did that. Oh geez, this vlog has gone on for 16 minutes already. I can't even believe that. Okay, I'll try and wrap this up. So yeah, I got a freaking diamond sword out of this, and there is sort of a part two to this. I met up with the same guy like 2 weeks later, and he immediately recognized me because I was just walking around Descendio carrying a freaking diamond sword, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at this, yeah, me. And somebody asked me like, oh man, how did you get a diamond sword? And they're like, is it pristine? I'm like, yeah, it's pristine. And they're like, how did you do it? And I'm just like, oh, I killed about, oh, let's see, that's about 3 giants. Yeah, I killed about 3 giants to get this. And they're like, wow. And all of a sudden, kind of like moving people out of the way in the crowd. And he's like, excuse me, and I'm just like, yeah, yeah, diamond sword. What's that? Oh, oh, oh. It's like running into someone from your past, and it's like a very awkward situation. So I'm like, oh, geez, hmm, guys, I got a thing I gotta do somewhere over that way, and I gotta go now. And he's just like, hold it, that's my diamond sword, and I'm like, and I was just like, who are you again? I don't really remember you. And he's just like, that is my diamond sword. You picked it up off my corpse. And he hounded me for, I think, half an hour. And I couldn't just leave because I was there with another friend. And I was sort of teaching him the game for the first time. And so he was like gathering supplies, breaking stuff down. And I couldn't really just bail and leave him there. And so this guy, what was his name? What was his name? Was it Bubba Jones? That was his name. Bubba Jones and then some numbers. But he begged me for this sword. He went to the depths of inhumanity, I should say, to try and get this sword for me. First he says, "That's my sword, give it back," or "I'd like it back." And I was just like, no. And he's just like, "Dude, you have to give me that sword back. Just go ahead, give me the sword." Like he's just like, "Oh, it's okay, just give it to me." And I was just like, no. And he's like, "That's unfair. I lagged out," or he said something like to that extent. He's just like, "Oh, I lagged out and that killed me." And I'm just like, that's the game, you know? Crap happens. If I hadn't have been there, the sword would have despawned. And he's just like, "Well, it didn't despawn. Just give it to me." And I'm like, "No." And then he did this for like 10 minutes. It was like a solid 10 minutes just trying to get me to give him the sword. And then he's like, "Oh, fine. I get it. It's cool. I understand. Hey, or no, before that, he goes, during those 10 minutes, he switches over and he goes, I'll trade you something for it." He's in spawn gear, which means he has just leather and like a wooden sword and like a bottle of water. That's it. That's all he's got to his name. And this is the most powerful weapon in the entirety of the whole game. And it's half durability. I should mention that. It's not like on, super red bar, it's about to die. It has like, what do they have? They have 1,500 uses on that, so that's like 750. It had like 750 uses left on it. So, good stuff, good stuff. And we just hit 20 freaking minutes. Jeez, my vlogs go for so long. Um, okay, so I'll try and wrap this up. So he begs me for the sword. He wants to trade something. Then he tells me he'll give me anything for it. And I'm like, you don't have anything. Like, the only way I would trade this is for another diamond sword, which is even better than this one. And there really isn't. So, like, sorry, I can't help you. And during this time, I'm not just like standing there talking to him. We're personal messaging each other, so we don't have to have, everybody knows what's going on. But then at one point he messages me and he realizes I'm not going to give this sword to him. And he goes, "Oh, okay. Hey, do you want to team up and go north?" And I'm just like, wow. So I'm like, no. And there was one other thing. There's a few other ways he tried to get the sword from me. So he wanted to go north with me. He's just like, let's 1v1 for it. And I'm like, no! Why would I do that? Like I'm not, and he's just like, oh, you're a coward. Oh, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a coward. I'm a coward, and I'm a coward with a diamond sword. That's what I am. And I'm like, call me a coward all you want. I have a diamond sword. I don't care. So and then he got like really really like low down. He's like, I have a mental disability. That sword is my pride and joy. You have to give it back. And I'm like, no. No, because I mean, it would be horrible if he was telling the truth, but I mean, even then, I wouldn't give the sword to him because I'm not going to give charity to somebody who lost it fair and square. It's not like I attacked him and killed him. It's not like I bandited the guy, you know? Nothing like that. But so I'm like, dude, I got the sword fair and square. It's mine. I'm not giving it back. And he did give up eventually. But half an hour of that, half an hour of somebody just begging and pleading and just anything to get this sword back, resorting to manipulation, resorting to attempted treachery, just oh, my personal favorite. I forgot to mention this. My personal favorite, and I can't believe I forgot it. I think it was after he said he was willing to trade it, but before he said, like, do you want to go north and team up? He was just like he was like, okay, okay, I know I can't get the sword. Why don't you just toss it to me for a second? I just want to take a look at it for one last time. And I'm like, does he think I'm an absolute idiot? And I just typed to him. I'm just like, you've seen it. That's pretty much what I said. I was just like, you've seen it. You don't need to see it again. And I never saw him again. Never saw him again. However, I did learn not long after that that this guy was like a bandit. Like there were several people calling him a bandit, and I'm like, well, of course he's a bandit. But so that's the story of how I got my awesome freaking shiny magical diamond sword in a completely BS way in which I didn't deserve it whatsoever. Did not deserve it. And unfortunately, after I did get the sword, I realized something. Once you get a diamond sword in these games, they become a lot less fun. It's a lot harder to have a lot of fun with them unless you're a bandit. Like if you're a bandit, just whatever, go around fighting people, kill people, whatever. But that's not really what I do. Water bottle. But that's not really what I do. So yeah, the game is just kind of like the ultimate prize. I can't even really improve the sword beyond just increasing the durability behind it. So yeah, it's just the game kind of ground to a halt. I eventually did meet somebody who is actually now a very good friend. And we've been gaming, geez, we've been gaming probably anywhere between three to, freaking like 3 to 5 hours a day for like past 3 weeks. And yeah, this guy, I call him Rad, just because his name is Rad Power Man. And yeah, he's a cool guy, and we got together and we were gaming and everything. And then he got a diamond sword eventually, and and this is real quick. It won't take more than a minute to tell this story. We were up in Balsor Castle. We got jumped by server hoppers. We bailed. I got killed. Our other teammate got killed. He ran for it, and he was so close to being out of food. Like he was so close to not even being able to run anymore. And he had F5 up, and he could see the guy running and chasing behind him, and the guy just like froze. He just like stopped and he froze, and Rad was just like, "Oh, what's going on?" And all of a sudden the guy, like, he loses his armor. All of his armor just, like, leaves. And what we think happened is that he, like, either crashed, or we're not sure. He either lagged out or crashed or did something, but Rad just turned around, just turned on a dime, and just put a sword through that guy's face and killed him one shot. And so we're not sure exactly what was going on. Either way, Rad got himself a pristine, about quarter full durability, but he got himself a pristine diamond sword. And that makes two of us. Two of us who got pristine diamond swords in the most, like, obnoxiously unfair ways possible. And the guy who was chasing him, we could only guess, we can't even fathom how mad he must have been when he crashes, gets back on, and realized that he lost everything. And lesson for today, kiddies, is karma. Yeah, she's not very nice. She can be mean. Yeah. So don't be a bandit. You never know what's going to happen. You might lose your diamond sword. And but that was actually pretty much the last time I played Mindsy 2 was after that adventure, and it was so fun. It was a really long night of gaming. It was like 5 hours, and we had so much fun. And we got our diamond swords, and we freaking kicked open the doors to Ascendia, and we're just like, yeah, look at this, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, and then we're like, yeah. After a while, it was great. And then we put our swords, because he didn't have an ender chest, so he gave me his sword, which was, I'm very happy that he trusts me that much, because I could just, now I have two. I could combine them and increase the durability on one, whatever. But put him in the ender chest, and that was it. We logged out, and that have to be more than 2 weeks ago, 2 to 3. And that was the last time I played. And then we've played a little bit of Mine Z1, and we fought some giants, and it's not impressive the way we fought them. We sort of got into a position where they couldn't really hit us, but we could hit them. And when they did hit us, it only did a minimal amount of damage, so just a couple potions and it's good. And so we both got diamond swords out of that, but same thing happened. Same thing happened. We got diamond swords, and then all of a sudden the game wasn't really fun anymore. You know? So it's like attaining the unattainable, and once you get it, what's left? That's just kind of something to think about. But yeah, so that's really the updates for Mind Z for the most part. A lot of adventures, a lot of good things happened, a lot of bad things happened. Those are certainly the most notable stories I have from there. And this is not to say that I will be giving up Mind Z. Uh, Absolutely not. If and hopefully when I get my stuff all figured out and all my recording software and everything figured out, hopefully I'll get back into it, and I'll try and show you around, show you some of my favorite places, just what have you, whatever's going on. Heck, maybe I can even get Rad to do a video with me. That would be pretty cool. And that also kills me. I finally have a friend to play this, and right in the middle of the time when I have no way of actually recording. Um, yeah, that's about it. Haven't really played any new games to speak of. I've been getting into one game. Red's gotten me into this game called Magicka. Never played it before. It's all right. I haven't really played much of it. I think it'll be more fun the more I get into it. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to see how that goes. We're about to hit 30 minutes. I will end this at 30 minutes, I promise. So about 40 seconds more. Um, Anything else of note? Look for another vlog, I guess, in either tomorrow, or heck, maybe I'll record it right after this. Who knows? I think I will just be talking about something random, and I think that will be the start of either the vlogs for the second channel, which I still am up in the air about, or it'll just go on the regular channel. Who knows? But I thank you guys for listening to this. I'm so sorry I haven't been around, and I will try and do better. That's all I can do is promise that I will try and do better. So until next time, guys, have a good one.